Episode 2, The Road to Silverwatch. The smoke from Oakhaven faded behind them, a grim reminder of the burgeoning darkness they now sought to understand. Kaelen, Lyra, and Borin traveled north, an unlikely trio bound by circumstance and the chilling symbol of Malcor. The road was fraught with tension, not just from the unseen dangers lurking in the wilderness bordering the Shadowfen, but from within their small group. Kaelen remained reserved, the mantle of command sitting uneasily on his shoulders after years of self-imposed exile. Lyra walked with a constant tremor of apprehension, terrified of the volatile power simmering within her, often flinching at sudden noises or shadows. Borin, ever practical, tried to maintain spirits, yet he frequently paused, rubbing his chest and looking thoughtful, wrestling with the unfamiliar divine stirrings he'd felt during the battle. Days passed uneventfully, lulling them into a false sense of security. Then, as they traversed a dense stretch of woods, an arrow whistled past Kaelen's ear, embedding itself deep into the trunk of an ancient oak. Instincts screaming, Kaelen drew his sword, shielding Lyra as Borin hefted his hammer, scanning the trees. A figure dropped silently from the canopy onto the path before them, landing in a crouch. She rose fluidly, a half-elf clad in ranger's leathers, her movements possessing a predatory grace. A longbow was slung across her back, and her keen eyes surveyed them coolly. "Careless," she stated, her voice a low murmur, making enough noise to wake the dead, or attract things worse. She nodded towards the arrow. That was a warning. The next would not have been. Kaelen lowered his sword slightly but remained wary. "Who are you?" The half-elf introduced herself as Elara Swiftfoot, a tracker and scout who roamed these borderlands. She had seen the smoke from Oakhaven and had been tracking the Umbral raiding parties for weeks, noting their increased boldness and coordination. She recognized the symbol Kaelen carried. She had seen it carved on waystones deeper in the woods defiled with blood. "They answer to a leader," Elara explained, her gaze sharp. "A fallen knight, they say, cloaked in shadow. Rides a nightmare steed, calls himself Vrakul." Kaelen's blood ran cold. He knew of no high-ranking knight who had vanished, but the description resonated with dark legends. Elara admitted she had been watching the trio, intrigued by their survival and their apparent purpose. Seeing they were heading towards Silverwatch, a place she knew was now crawling with Umbral scouts, she offered her guidance, though her trust was clearly conditional. With the path ahead dangerous and unknown, Kaelen reluctantly agreed. Elara's skills proved invaluable, guiding them through hidden paths and warning them of potential ambushes. Yet danger still found them. While crossing a wide, shallow river, Umbral goblins, accompanied by a hulking, troll-like brute radiating shadow energy, burst from the reeds on the opposite bank. Just as the companions braced for the attack, a thunderous roar echoed from upstream. A giant of a man, clad in furs and wielding a great axe that looked impossibly large, charged into the river, crashing into the Umbral flank like a force of nature. He cleaved through goblins with devastating swings, his fury seemingly boundless. Seeing potential allies, Kaelen rallied the others, charging to meet the Barbarian's whirlwind assault. Kaelen engaged the brute. Elara rained arrows down on the goblins. Borin protected Lyra, while bashing foes with his hammer, and Lyra, seeing the Barbarian fighting so fiercely, managed a focused, albeit shaky bolt of arcane energy that staggered the brute, allowing Kaelen to strike a decisive blow. The combined force routed the Umbral attackers. The massive Barbarian introduced himself as Grok, a wanderer from the northern Icefang peaks. He explained he was tracking these shadow things after they raided a caravan he was guarding, killing people he had sworn to protect. He saw the companions fighting and recognized kindred spirits standing against the darkness. His manner was surprisingly gentle despite his ferocious appearance, and his strength was undeniable. He readily agreed to join their quest for Silverwatch, his simple desire for justice aligning with their search for answers. Their party had grown, now 5 disparate souls united by a common enemy. Kaelen, the reluctant leader, Lyra, the fearful sorceress, Borin, the divinely touched dwarf, Elara, the wary scout, and Grok, the mighty warrior. Guided by Elara and protected by Grok's strength, they made better time. Kaelen found himself slowly accepting the role of tactician, coordinating their skills. Lyra practiced controlling her magic in small bursts, encouraged by Borin's quiet faith and Grok's simple admiration. Elara remained observant, sharing knowledge of the land, but little of herself. Finally, they crested a ridge. Below them, silhouetted against a sky bruised with gathering storm clouds, lay the ruins of Silverwatch Keep. It stood upon a lonely tor, a skeleton of towers and broken walls, radiating an aura of neglect and ancient sorrow, now tainted with a palpable sense of malice. High above, dark specks wheeled against the clouds, too large, too predatory, to be mere birds. Elara's hand instinctively went to her bow. "Shadow drakes," she whispered, confirming their fears. The keep was not abandoned. It was occupied. Silverwatch Keep stands before them, a bastion of darkness crawling with servants of Malkor and guarded by corrupted drakes. Within its crumbling walls lie the answers they seek, but also dangers beyond imagining. Can the newly formed companions infiltrate the keep and uncover its secrets? And is Lord Vrakul waiting for them? Teaser for Episode 3. The companions sneaking through ruined corridors. Borin deciphering ancient runes on a wall. Lyra unleashing a controlled wave of magic. Grok battling an armored Umbral champion. Elara firing arrows from the shadows. Kaelen confronting a terrifying shadowy figure. Vrakul glimpsed. A map unfurling. Next time on Echoes of Eredor. Secrets are unearthed in the heart of the ruins. The companions face their deadliest challenge yet, and the true scale of Malkor's plan begins to unfold. What awaits them inside the keep? Click to watch Episode 3 now, and don't forget to subscribe for more Echoes of Eredor.